I told you I was gonna keep it real, and by keeping it real is I'm gonna show you the process to install the tires. Some of you made a couple comments about, hey Richard, it's really hard, and like I mentioned before, I've done it before on cars and on some bikes, but I discovered that it is possible. I did it on one of my tires. I actually put both of my tires, but I actually ended up damaging one, but I want to walk you through it. I'm just gonna make it somewhat short so I can show you the process, the failure, and then how I was able to, you know, combat what actually happened. And I ended up, you know, purchasing the machine that actually ended up helping me with this process, which I'm looking forward to maybe make some money in the future, and also getting some money back in the process of, you know, me rotating tires and changing tires without having to go or depend on a shop to do it for myself, since I, you know, continue buying, you know, different bikes that need tires from time to time, so I thought it was gonna be a good idea. So long story short, thank you for watching this video. I mean, please enjoy, leave me a comment, and this is just part of the process to show you how it is and show you the struggle, and then you can make your own decision about whether or not you want to go this route or maybe you want to go a different route. If you watch my previous video, you know that we succeeded because I already went out with the tires mounted and the tires are in a good place, but I want to show you the struggle so you can see it. And yeah, let's just laugh about it, learn about it. Just leave me a comment. I'll be more than happy to reply back to you, and let's enjoy. Thank you. All right, so a couple of things I want to comment on. So it is possible. I did it with, you know, this type of like Harbor Freight, you know, spoons, which, you know, if you think about it, potentially you might want to use a different set that are, I don't know, taper or designed in a different way. Maybe some of the Motion Pro are actually better. I don't know. And there's some other brands that actually have some tips that are delivering that are not going to be messing up with your paint. But in this case, you know, the tire went in. I broke the tire in a few places. I still managed to get it to, you know, to actually seal against the wheel, and I took some paint off the wheel. So just a quick note, I was able to, you know, make it seal like I said before, and now we're gonna be moving into the front one. All right, so I just installed the tire all the way up to here. It took me 45 seconds to get to this place. So easy. Water with soap, getting the tire in. Of course, always check the orientation of the tire as well as the wheel. So that was easy. We got to the rough part and of it, so which is why I decided just to start recording. At this point, I already have my plastics protectors in here, and let's do it. Let's see how easy it is or how hard it is. All right, so getting into this point, not that hard. The biggest concern here is the fact that you may want to go, you know, little by little, instead of trying to get 10 inches of, you know, of stretch of the actual tire inside of the wheel at once. Just go little by little. I can tell you that using, you know, 3 spoons is the best option you have, and also if you can get more than 2 rim protectors, that will also be a great idea, because sometimes they get so stuck behind the tire that you can't even get them out until the tire gets, you know, all in. So that's something to consider. Also, there are some spoons that have some material at the end. We're actually going to be helping you to prevent, you know, any scratches. On this case, I scratched a lot of my wheel, so I'll show it to you later. So that's another consideration. Even with the protection, at this point I'm using my heat gun just so I can make the tire a little bit more pliable. But I can tell you right now, the issue that I had is that the actual tire, even though I actually removed it and put it back, I always got to the same point where it was very hard for me to, you know, get that last stretch, and the tire was so hard that didn't want to go in, so I ended up stretching the tire and actually breaking the tire. So, you know, probably my technique was not the best, and you'll see how I go from another day. So I still took it as, you know, some learnings, and I still wanted to kind of give it a try, and I was able to put it. At this point, you know, this is second day, I'm actually giving it a try, and this is when I finally was able to put it in, and the bike actually went in, and I managed to get the tire to seal. But after I was able to make both of the beads actually seal against the wheel, I was having some areas where the tire was, you know, too broken. So anyhow, I ended up buying another one, and I'll show you the process, and I'll show you actually the wheel, how it looks like. So let me show it to you right now. All right, so not my proudest moment, but this is how the wheel looks on the inside. Of course, it looks worse now. Not worse, but if you haven't seen it before, now you see I actually used some sandpaper just to kind of make it smooth again. And if I rotate this, you'll see there's another area just like that one, pretty beat up in here, and then some like decent gouges in here, which to the point where it makes me feel like potentially I have some areas where I'm a little bit concerned that they're not going to seal, but I don't want this bare metal showing, so I'm gonna go ahead and like paint it on the inside, and then I'm just gonna paint it just for now, just so I don't have bare metal, and making sure that I don't have areas where the new tire can actually get caught in metal or whatnot. So I'm just gonna paint it right now, just so I can alleviate some of that. It looks a little bit better from the outside, and then eventually I'm just gonna be resurfacing these wheels, and potentially I'm just gonna be using these wheels for dirt, and then I'm just gonna get a new set that I'm going to be using for the street. All right, so I decided to go the no more route. So I decided to pull the trigger and purchase this machine, and I'm going to be showing you how to install my tires and how this took 10 minutes, even with me reading instructions, versus trying to do it myself with a few spoons for about 2 days without breaking the tire and without scratching the wheels. So after applying some of the actual grease or type of lubricant that comes with the kit, I looked for the orientation of the tire, and I was at this point ready to also add a little bit of lubrication to the tire as well, in order to make it super quick and easy just to fit into the wheel. Tire goes in fairly easy. And now I'm rotating the tire because I'm looking for that dot that tells me what is the lightest point of the tire, so I can match it with the heaviest point on the wheel, which is normally where your valve is. Although this is not a sponsor video, I'm actually pretty happy with the machine. I actually built these very simple base for now, because I don't want to drill my floor yet until I find out where my post tension cables are, so I'm not I'm not going in and kind of breaking any cables, post tension cables under my floor. So at this point, I'm just gonna be using my installation kit, which is all based with gel ring at the end, or the tip of that is touching the actual wheel, to avoid any scratches on the wheel. So at this point, it's a matter of using the leverage on the actual stick, and then that yellow thing that I have on my hands, it's actually called the yellow thing, which is going to be helping you to keep your tire in place as you are making progress getting the tire in between the two sidewalls on your wheel. The only issue I had the first time was the fact that I was looking for that right position to keep my wheel that was not moving, just like keep it super steady. So the wheel actually came off a couple times. So even with the wheel coming out, me going back to the instructions and going back and restarting the process, it actually took me less than 12 minutes just to get the tire in. So it was super simple with the lubrication with the stick, the one in the middle, kind of the leverage and everything. You'll see how the tire just goes in without no drama. This is where you actually reposition your yellow thing. So as you continue making progress with getting your tire inside of the bead, you're going to want to use the yellow thing, so that the thing is going to be keeping the tire in place to avoid coming off as you continue to make progress. All right, so in here I just have the last portion of the tire waiting for me to go in. I'm applying pressure against that stick in the middle, and as you can see, no drama. The tire is completely on, and all I need to do is just remove the stick, also removing the yellow thing, and this tire is ready to be inflated. At this point, it was a matter of just inflating the tire so I can, seal both beads, which, it happened with no drama, no issues, since, the center of the wheel was actually lubricated, so it was fairly easy for, both of the sides to really pop, without issues. And then we just went straight to balancing the wheel. At this point, the last step was to balance my wheel. So once balanced, I installed the wheels and I went out for a quick trip in terms of kind of checking and everything, making sure that everything was working correctly, which it did. And tomorrow, I'm actually going to go on a new adventure on the bike, which is not going to be a flat, surface like I did before on dirt and kind of hard pack. It's going to be something more rugged. I want to see how the bike behaves. I know this is not a dirt bike. I know this is not an enduro bike. So I'm only testing the waters, trying new things, and just enjoying the bike I have in the midst of not being able to have a dirt bike right now, which maybe in the future I will. So anyhow, thank you a lot for watching the video. I really appreciate the fact that you guys are, spending time with me, just going through this journey. I'm not the first one to ever ride an FZ-09 on dirt. I'm actually got motivated by some pictures that I saw online, and I saw that it was possible. So I'm just really giving it a try and hopefully motivating people to, get out of their comfort zone and doing something new. So thank you again for watching the videos, and I'll be looking forward to chat with you pretty soon.